Hey guys, it's another beautiful morning here today. Since it's November, I want to talk about, NoFap and semen retention and stuff like that. On the topic of semen retention, a lot of people feel that they can't escape from a porn addiction. Like, there used to be these memes of Goku trying to resist for the porn addiction.
I heard your porn addiction is strong. Let me fight it.
It represents just how hard it is to really get rid of a porn addiction. I related to a lot to the people who struggled with porn addiction because I myself was porn addicted as well for 7 years. Since December of last year, I've managed to actually keep a long streak. This by far my longest streak ever. I never thought I would get to this point where I'm 1 year in, and it's incredible. You feel a lot less weighed down and guilty than you were when you dove into those types of content and you brainwashed yourself into believing whatever porn told you about sex and about relationships. In this video, I'm going to tell you how I managed to get rid of my own porn addiction and how that has actually played a huge role in my life, in my relationships, and in my friendships. Probably around when I was 10 years old or 11, 12, I'm not sure. It's because 17 years old is when I fully got rid of my porn addiction. When I was around probably 10 or 11 years old, elementary school, 5th grade, is when I first started becoming aware of pornography and all that stuff. And at the time I was a very lonely individual. I'd probably say I was a very lonely individual for most of my childhood, including my middle school years and including my high school years. Only my junior year and now my senior year have been moments in my time where I felt less lonely because I've reached out to people more and I've become more sociable. But back then I was completely unsociable. No communication skills whatsoever. Brain fog all the time. I had no sense of presence. Everything was just clouded with overthinking, and I never gave my brain a chance to just rest and just for everything else to flow out of my mouth like butter. After I guess I'd say more than 5 years of just watching porn and diving really deep. At first it was just some sketchy ass websites that I didn't even know about porn, Pornhub at the time. But it was just some weird ass shit. I was looking up naked women on Google. Naked women, big titties type of shit. I started to find more and more websites and stuff, and I probably heard about Pornhub during that time, and that's where I dove into that for quite a bit amount of time. And then I was introduced into more cartoons, cartoon pornography, hentai, and the other 3D bullshit that's there. This is really embarrassing to talk about because I've never really talked about this I have talked about it, but revealing this to a broader scale, it's pretty expository, but I feel like I'm exposing myself right now, and I'm gonna whatever. I think it's necessary what I'm doing here, because at the end of the day, I want to try to help people who were in my position back then. Because if I could escape that low ass world that I created for myself, if I could escape that, can help other people to escape that as well, then I'm people, no matter what the circumstances. I am going to make sure that I'm able to help people to my fullest capacity, and I can fully complete my potential in this world. And I know for a fact that it has to do with something like that. To help people fully escape out of that disgusting addiction that I had, and to provide them with a way to actually do it, and not just be so hopeless and lonely. There's a lot of ways to get into it, but first things first is you have to know that it takes a lot of time to get rid of a porn addiction, whether you're a guy or a female. If you are really addicted to it, like how I was back then, I couldn't sleep without watching porn and jerking off to it. I couldn't sleep. I was thinking about it all the fucking time. During the times that I was doing my classwork in school or doing homework, I was like, damn, I'm kind of feeling stressed out. I should unwind a little bit. And I was thinking that stuff in inappropriate places. I was thinking of inappropriate things in inappropriate places. That just fed that craving for it even more. It makes me realize now the things I did wrong when I was trying to get out of it. When I was trying to lessen the amount of times that I did it, I made it so that I only do it on Saturdays and Sundays. But eventually I was like, Fridays a pretty like chill day, so I'm gonna do it on Friday too, because it's a chill day. It's to unwind from all the stress I've accumulated during the week, and just giving yourself petty excuses like that's not gonna work. And eventually it became Thursday, because it's right before Friday, and Wednesday because it's in the middle of the week and it's also a chill day, and Monday because it's very stressful and it's the most important day to de-stress, because it's when it's your most stressful day. So it's a whole bunch of excuses pop up. Of why you should. And that's telling you that you have an addiction. If you're thinking like that, then you are most likely addicted to it. You're constantly giving yourself excuses to take that stimulating drug of watching and jerking off to porn. So what you need to do for this November, not just this November, but for the next months, because this is something that just doesn't come off in one simple month. It's not something that you just stop doing for 1 month and then the next month you just like get back into that. After my own last year's No Nut November, I think I failed during one of the last days, and that really upset me. Because I felt so close that I felt I was right there. I was watching some content during the time that motivated me to like keep going even after November, and so I decided to not stop my No Nut November after November ended. After December 3rd of just constantly relapsing, because at that point I was trying really hard not to fap, because it was just so hard not to. It was such a strong craving that I couldn't resist like the magnetic pull of it. After December 3rd is when I fully managed to distract myself from it. It was when I finally managed to get the streak going, and it's been going till this very day, since December 3rd, because that's the last day I think where I jacked off. It's not something that just goes away in like 1 month, but it's something that has to be continuous effort to beat. It's like you're fighting yourself, but internally. You're fighting to preserve your own morality, your own honor, your own respect for yourself and as an individual. You're fighting for that. And your addiction is trying to get rid of that from you. Watching porn is just something that's a distraction from the real thing. And it's usually a coping mechanism. It's usually a coping mechanism for something larger. It was my coping mechanism for my own loneliness, for my own lack of intimacy with women. And I used it as an outlet, as a way to gain that intimacy with women. And it became so addicting that I just, instead of looking for it in the actual outside world, I just made this little world where I could just watch all the porn I wanted. Just, it became my little like comfort zone. It was my domain where I could just feel comfortable, and I wouldn't have to go out there in the real world and search for a girl, because I was too anxious. I didn't have any like accomplishments, any major accomplishments. I didn't take care of myself, and that was a huge red flag on my part, that just displayed to everybody that I wasn't somebody that could be trustworthy with a relationship. That's why I hate pornography so much, because it almost destroyed my world. It almost destroyed my life. I don't want it to destroy the lives of any other people. Any of the people that can relate to what I'm saying, and to the people that finally want to get rid of this porn addiction. So if you want, you could place a comment down below in the not the description. If you want, you could place a comment down below in the comment section, and I could actually help you out. I could just leave a message down below, and I will reply to you, giving you any advice that you may need on how to tackle your own porn addiction, and ways that you could figure out your strategy, because everybody's a different person. Everybody has their own different ways on how to like beat it. No no pun intended. Everybody has their own way to tackle that challenge of getting rid of their porn addiction. But I myself know how to combat the porn addiction. So if you really want me to reach out to you and help you out with this thing, because I know I can, and I know I can help you out with it for sure. And if you want to get rid of it, leave down a comment down in the description, leave a comment down below in the comment section, and I'll reply to you. We could give each other our Discords, and we can communicate with each other, and I'll figure out ways on how you could start getting rid of your porn addiction today. This isn't an ad. This is no like coaching bullshit. All you'd have to do is you just have to give me like your Discord, and we could just start chatting like right now.
Sir, yes, sir.
Random flex.